Hello everybody, it's John and his best mate, Pippin. Hello mate, how are you? He said, Dad, you tricked me yesterday, you gave me a bath. Yes, you got a bath. Oh, he's beginning to remember the word bath. It's been a while since he's had a bath. And, oh God, am I boring you already? Yeah, yes, I know, you're the best man in the world that I could ever ask for. Yes, yes. Of course he gets, I'll try not to get my big leg, yes, appendage, my appendage in the way. Anyway, what will you see in this video? Oh, who knows? I'm so eclectic. I've been rearranging. I'm sadly one of these people that cannot stand furniture and my house being in the same position, or things being in the same place for God knows how long. Which of course my wife hates. She hates things being moved around constantly, and of course I just I just really dislike things being permanently in a place. So of course I constantly move things around, which of course is really good because you find out whether or not insects or vermin have decided to try and make themselves at home. Yes. Well, you see, I've got a creek opposite me, so we have problems with termites. Can't say that I've seen snakes. We've had turtles. I've got water monitors. We've got wild ducks. I really do enjoy looking forward to the white ducks when they come to breed. But it gets sad because you see them with quite a few ducklings, and each week they seem to get fewer and fewer. So, but I think the last lot they had, I think about 8 or 9 of them survived the hatching. So I'm really happy. And of course, we lost the individual that was at the old people's at the retirement home opposite. They were napalming the creek, and consequently there was very little in the way of any vegetation growing. And thankfully, with the return of the vegetation and a lot more greenery, hopefully the ducks and some more of the local wildlife will return. But of course with that will also come the return of some of the vermin. But considering that we've got a fairly large population, or we hopefully will see a fairly large population of water monitors return, we will see it'll be kept under control. Nature balances itself, I think, for the most part. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to stop the video and you will go and now have a look at the little bit of organisation that I have done. Yes, I'm in the process of reorganising everything yet again. Look, I've actually got some wall space, which worries me. It means that I'm not utilising it to hang things up. Then I've got the other bookcase that was against that wall is where the poster is. Inuyasha, loved that TV series, still do. Wife and I still watch it. And who have I got down here? Hello, Pippi. You going to talk to me? No, of course not. He ignores me. So, yes, as you can see, I've reorganised. Yeah, why'd I reorganise? Nobody ever comes to visit. Nobody comes to play games. Oh, well, I suppose it's something to do. Fills in my time as I wait for the Grim Reaper. All fun and games until somebody loses an eye. Role-playing games, yes. 2 shelves worth, And there's another two shelves worth? No, two bookcases worth. Although you'll find that I never use, as you can see down the bottom shelves of my bookcases are never used for anything really, really important. Due to the fact that if you've got pets, and in this case, I got a dog, and while he's normally very good, sometimes they decide to go have a piddle. And and I tend to find for some reason the bottom shelf always gets the dustiest. And due to the fact that this is this is downstairs, which I've mentioned before, I don't flood. This place, my residence, floods. So it means that anything that I always worry about things that are always on the bottom shelf. So at this stage, it's just my collections of white dwarfs and old boxes that people have given me. Because hey, listen, those Games Workshop boxes are worth their weight in gold for storage, for sticking stuff in. And I thank very much the people who have given them to me over the years. So yeah, that is, like for instance, this one here is, those 4 shelves is just Dungeons and Dragons, all the editions from beginning to 5th. So yeah. Well, this is the storage area. Looks like a storage area, doesn't it? Look at it, crap everywhere. This is where I've put the bulk of my board games. Here, as you can see, I've got everything. Oh, there's my TV that I use for, was using for my role playing. Yeah, as you can see, there's, everything. Not a very big, actually, it is a fairly decent room, but look, there's my DVDs, my favourite DVDs that I watch constantly. Though my wife tells me that I'm not allowed to watch Grimm in her presence for at least another 5 years. Due to the fact I think I've watched Grimm, so many times now. I think I might have watched it 4 times last year, maybe more. I don't know. It's a series I really love. So as you can see, there's some of them. My children keep on saying, why do you keep buying DVDs for? Nobody ever watches them anymore. Well, I do. And of course there's the more crap. Yes, I'm trying to sort things out still at the moment. My giant version of Ogre. I must have lost my original version of Ogre, or somebody's borrowed it ages ago and I've never seen it, never gotten it back. That's probably more the likely story, I think. But I'm happy to have this version. Of course it's difficult to try and play, but yeah. And of course my biggest problem, as you can see, I've got everything up on, hey, look at that, I've got things sitting on bricks. You know why? I get flooded. Yes, I get flooded down here, unfortunately. And of course every few weeks or so I've got to come in here and dust all my board games. So my next project at this stage is to clear all the crap off the table here. Clear all the crap off this table, try and find a home for some more board games, and continue on. Yes, but I really do need a bigger house. Need a bigger house, even though I've got a 2-story house with quite a few bedrooms, though my wife refuses to let me expand any further. But of course I can't really utilise downstairs due to the fact it floods every time we get anything like a spit of rain. So, but yeah, anyway. Dreadful, isn't it, what I get up to? Yes, it is, isn't it? Dear. Shocking. Can't help myself, and I'm still in the throes of... the problem is, once I start to move things, all I really do is move things from one room to another room, and I'm there going, well, where am I now going to? Where am I going to put all this stuff? I've run out of space. But yeah. What else have I been up to? Well, I've started a new series of shorter videos, or at least I hope they're shorter. I think some of them go to 10 minutes. I'm trying to keep it down fairly short because really there's not a lot to... Yes, you'd be a good boy. Not a lot to talk about, but I have been going through my old collection. Everybody goes, oh, you're sodding mad. Yes, I am sodding mad. But that's where I am. My little man has gone to sleep. Pippi, you going to talk to me? Well, his ear flicked when he heard his name. And he's down there. Can't be bothered. Let's have a look. You say hello, little man? Hey? Now, as you can see, he's, as always, he's not very impressed with me sometimes. He puts up a... as you can see, there's my extremely messy board game room behind me. That's actually a storage room. I won't show you the kitchen because I've got to get the kitchen fixed up. There's a kitchen off to my left, and because I haven't used it for so long, when I went to turn the tap on, the seals have all perished, and I had water go everywhere. I've managed to jam the tap into a position that no water's flowing, but God, it's criminal price. It was interesting. Here we go. I'm digressing yet again. Had a friend of mine. He was quite a few years ago. He's saying, "Oh, I've got to get the house painted. Got to get my house painted. House needs to be painted." I said, "Oh, that's nice. That's nice." And he finally had it painted. He put up pictures, and his house is magnificent. Looks really, really nice. Unlike my rotting manor house. And, and somebody said, "Oh, how much did it cost you?" He said, "Oh, $15,000 to get the house painted." I think the last time I had my house painted here, it cost me $3,500. I think that might have been in 2005. Yeah, 2005. I had my house painted for just under, I think, $4,000. So, what can I... Oh dear, I don't know. It's getting scary. It really is getting scary. Is that, yes, it's nice to own your own house, but to be able to maintain it is scary. However, I think I'd prefer to live in a rotting mansion than to be constantly worrying about whether or not my landlord's going to evict me because he's been offered a ridiculous sum of money to subdivide his property and put 2 houses on it. That's actually what's happening around this area that I live in at the moment. So many of the houses, the area where I first bought my home were primarily war service homes. They were built to house veterans from the Second World War, and so it's amazing that even those houses on the small narrow properties that they're on, oh God, yes, they're subdividing the properties because they're while they're narrow, they're quite deep. So they're subdividing them in the centre. So there's a house at the back and there's a house at the front and a laneway that connects to the... dear, oh dear, oh dear. And I'm seeing beautiful houses in this area, some very nice old Queenslanders that are sitting on very nice blocks of land that are being rubbled. They're not even, nobody's even bothering to take them away anymore. I'm seeing very little house removal now. they'd prefer to just, look, we just rubble them, and they subdivide them. Sometimes, you know, 2 properties, maybe more, depending on the size. You know, there's some very, very, you know, I'm quite sure, you know, when I potter off and my children to decide to sell this place, you know, there'll probably be you know, whoever buys the property will probably subdivide and put, you know, probably put townhouses or some stupid bloody, put something here instead, upset everybody. Yeah. All right, well look, I think I've rambled on long enough, so you'll see in the coming weeks more of what's sitting in my board game collection. You can always go find me on Board Game Geek. I'm Mad Jack McD, and you can find me there. And that'll show what games I've got, for what it's worth. Not that I'm getting any games these days. Yeah, I think I've only had 1 game meet up since the beginning of the year, of which I'm incredibly thankful for, by the way. But you know, Australia, I must admit, is very, very lucky with the fact that our lives here have been very, very has had very little severe impact on the way that we conduct our lives here. You know, thankfully we're not having to run around wearing masks. You know, yes, we have our social distancing and things like that, but it's, you know, life really hasn't changed a heck of a lot. You know, about the only state that went troppo and needs really to be put down is Victoria, but nobody likes anyone from that state, so don't tell them. But then everybody thinks everybody from Queensland are a mob of wankers anyway, so that's fine. I've lived here too long. You know, I quite like Queensland. It's a nice state. Admittedly, it gets a tad bit warm, but look, that's what it is. It's we get, people seem to go, oh, God, look, I will leave it there. Otherwise, I'll go off topic even worse and have another little dummy spit and go wandering. So look, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from His Lordship down there, and I'll catch up with you next time. So signing off, the Honourable John.